Quick throwback to Warren Buffett sharing a few thoughts on investing, especially during volatile times.
A lot of investors are told, retail investors are told, that they should have a certain percent of their portfolio in bonds. Maybe they're told 60-40, maybe they're told 70-30 stocks to bonds. That's something that you should do, and that's the safe way of doing it. What are they missing?
Some people should not own stocks at all because they just get too upset with price fluctuations. If you're going to do dumb things because your stock goes down, you shouldn't own a stock at all.
Bro out here spitting facts. Now, I'm not going to name any names or throw any content creators under the bus for doing dumb things due to panic over the last couple of years. I mean, after all, the internet never forgets, so no need to bring that stuff up again. But he is actually completely right. It's times like these with extreme volatility caused by uncertainty, which might add a bit of variety to life. But when it comes to investments, investors, especially big institutional investors, uncertainty is the devil. It's times like these people discover whether or not they're cut out for investing. As I've said in the past, uncertainty when it comes to investments creates opportunity. For example, during the scamdemic, a bunch of stocks crashed. One of the most stark examples of opportunity was when Tesla stock had crashed more than airline stocks. Yet Tesla's still producing vehicles and airlines, many flights grounded. I mean, I was currently overseas at that point in time. And not only were outbound flights from the country I was living in at the time closed, stopped, as in planes grounded, but the country I'm from also closed its borders, so I couldn't even fly in. Yet Tesla stock had crashed more than the airlines, who were going to suffer massive reductions in revenue. At the time, I'm like, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it didn't make sense. And Warren Buffett really does make it a great point. There are people who just do not have the emotional fortitude, a combination of the intellect and or the emotional fortitude to invest. Because when the shit hits the fan, when there's a lot of uncertainty, they're prone to doing brain-dead things. And if you're one of these people, or if you know one of these people, the worst thing they can possibly do is invest because they're likely to do something idiotic, like sell when the stock's crashed an enormous amount, only to regret that for years and decades to come.
No, I mean,
what are dumb things? Selling a stock?
Yeah, selling a stock as it goes down. I mean, if you buy your house at $20,000 and somebody comes along the next day and says, "I'll pay you 15," you don't sell it because the quote's 15. You look at the house or whatever it may be. But some people are not actually emotionally or psychologically fit to own stocks. But I think they're...
Bro is ruthlessly accurate. And I do want to underscore this point. It's not hyperbole. He's not saying something just to be funny. He's right. There are some people who just don't have the emotional and or mental fortitude to invest. Those who do, however, who can see through the noise and cut through the emotion, see opportunities everywhere when others are panicking.
More of them would be if you get educated on what you're really buying, which is part of a business. And the longer you hold stocks, the less risky they become. Whereas the longer the maturity of a bond, the more risky it becomes.
Now, just a quick detour. The S&P 500 today, stunningly, essentially flat. Tesla stock today, during hours, down a little bit, but after hours, recouping basically the entire loss. So Tesla also today, essentially flat. This is despite most people expecting the market to absolutely shit the fucking bed today. This is a great example of why trying to time the market is only an activity engaged in by people who think their brains are big enough to do so and don't realize that no one's brain is big enough to do so. Arrogance embodied. Would any reasonable person have expected today, after an enormous amount of uncertainty, Trump imposing tariffs as a negotiating tactic, a lot of people not sure how long do they stay, blah, blah, blah. Spoiler alert, it won't be that long. It's just using them to get extreme leverage and negotiate. You should read some of the books he's published. It'll give some great insights into how he negotiates. Just about everybody was expecting mass panic, a huge sell-off, yet essentially flat. And now the legend himself, Patrick Bet-David, just before the markets opened on Monday, many people expecting a bloodbath. But this video contains a lot of wisdom about investing, similar thoughts to what Warren Buffett said. I think it's worth doubling down on these, given the uncertain times ahead.
Some experts are saying tomorrow, Monday, is going to be Black Monday. Like, market's going to drop, it's going to be nasty, and it may. So I got some unsolicited advice I want to share with you before we kick off our week. A couple things. When COVID happened, I was in LA, getting ready for a board meeting. I land, we get to Beverly Hills Hilton. Wife is there, kids are there. We thought we may as well go to Universal Studios for, having a good time with the family. All of a sudden, that's the day where Rudy Gobert gets COVID to Donovan Mitchell, Disney closed down, Universal closed down, NHL shut down. We're in LA. We're like, what the hell is going on? We got on a plane. I said, babe, we can't stay. We got to go back. Everybody canceled the board meeting. We flew back to Dallas, dropped off family, came back to the office, was at the office till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And the one thing I studied was the following. My entire business insurance is face-to-face. I have to sit down in front of you to sell you. So imagine you got 15, 20,000 insurance agents nationwide. None of us know how to sell on Zoom. We've never done that before, right? So it was a big disruption to our business. Every one of my guys was frightened of what's about to happen. I stayed there. First thing I looked at was the following. In the history of America, I looked at every pandemic that took place, top 10, worst pandemic on how the market performed. And it shows, the collapse and all this other stuff, nasty. Out of 10 pandemics that we've had, 9 of them, whatever the drop was that was drastic, within 6 months, it recovers and goes above and beyond. The only one that it didn't recover for 18 months was the AIDS pandemic that we had. So what's the point here? When the market tanked, and it went to like 18,000 Dow, I don't know what it was, but some number like that, one of my good friends was so afraid of where the market was going to be going that he took 100% of his money out of his investments. We're talking 10 million goes down to 5 million. He takes the whole thing out.
Notice how PBD there is mentioning that his friend was, quote, so scared. Being scared isn't a thesis. Being scared isn't a prediction. If your decision to sell a stock is based on fear or uncertainty, etc., you have fucked up. And his friend here lost $5 million, but more to the point, who cares about how much? Half of his investment evaporates because it collapses 50%. Panic sells when it's down 50%. By the way, sound familiar? Anyone remember anyone doing this in the last couple of years? Won't name names. And of course, as PBD points out, 9 out of the last 10 pandemics/epidemics, market had recovered and then some within 6 months. So on one side, you have, this is on one far end of the emotional bell curve, maybe also the IQ bell curve. You've got people panic selling at half price. On the other side, you have people going, wow, this company that I love, their stock is now 50% off. Is this a buying opportunity? Oh, and in entirely unrelated matters, I just wanted to check Tesla stock. How much is it down from its 52-week high? And surprise to fucking prize, Tesla stock is approximately 50% off. Fancy that. That entire collapse, just to be clear. Not even 4 months. My long-term Tesla investment thesis has not changed.
3 months after he takes the whole thing out, everything goes back to a normal price that it was before and beyond. But he lost $5 million. So what's the moral of the story? Whether tomorrow is going to be black, if it's Black Monday tomorrow, I'm losing tens of millions of dollars tomorrow, and purely investment-wise. But if it is, pump the brakes, not your financial advisor, seek counsel. I got to put that disclaimer out there. Pump the brakes. Don't make an emotional decision. If you're a passive investor, not an active one. Active is somebody that watches it 24/7 and is managing everything that's going on. But if you're passive, 401k, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, stuff like that you have, that all of them, oh my God, Bitcoin went to this, Ethereum went to this, look at the Tesla, look at Max 7, look at what are we going to do?
I just have to stop. He threw Tesla in there. He knows there's a lot of Tesla retail investors, obviously. And again, he does have a point. Stock, as I just showed, currently down 50% in less than 4 months. Due almost entirely to noise, panic, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Not reality.
Just pump the brakes. This tariff situation is going to come about and it's going to go. You have to know one thing that the president knows and every CEO of every job knows. If the market goes into shits, guess what? The other party's taking over midterms. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying to you. So every leader knows when you come in and you make some drastic changes, it better work or else the other side's going to get a job. They know that. Trust me. So having said that, long term, future looks bright. Short term, only the paranoid survive. Whatever you do, try to tap into your ability to reason. Not emotion, but logic and reason. If you do that, we're all going to be fine. But I will tell you, we are about to go through some bumpy. This is why I call 2025 the year of surprises, because I knew this was coming up. And I knew if the president was going to do what he said he was going to do with tariffs, lots of enemies. And many of the enemies he was going to create were going to be domestic. People who lose money. And a lot of people have lost money so far in 2025. But I don't want you to be surprised tomorrow if Monday's a crazy day with the market. That's why I call 2025 the year of surprises. And if you know one thing, if you've seen Tom Cruise's movie Cocktails, which is my favorite Tom Cruise movie, I know there's a lot of great ones. He says, I bet you can never spook me again. And she says, I bet I can. We're having twins. I just want to make sure you don't get spooked tomorrow if the market is crazy. Just stay in control. Don't dump everything because it's probably going to recover quickly. Again, I may be wrong, just telling you. That's
words of wisdom there from PPD. And just a quick update regarding the tariffs. Again, it's amazing to me how much people are panicking. I've covered it before. It's a negotiating tool, you idiots. Anyway, an update from the Secretary of the Treasury. Almost 70 countries have now approached us, as in the current administration, wanting to help rebalance global trade. Let's watch this short clip.
Larry, I can tell you that there are 50, 60, maybe almost 70 countries now who have approached us. So it's going to be a busy April, May, maybe into June. And Japan is a very important military ally. They're a very important economic ally. And the U.S. has a lot of history with them. So I would expect that Japan's going to get priority, just because they came forward very quickly, but it
Okay, thank fuck. Looks like the Nintendo Switch 2 price won't be changing after all.
It's going to be very busy, and if President Trump, again, gave himself maximum negotiating leverage, and just when he achieved the maximum leverage, he's willing to start talking.
This is how one negotiates. My closing message today, folks, reflecting what we heard from both Warren Buffett and PBD. Don't be a fucking moron. Use your brain. And understand that this storm will pass, but until it does, volatility is almost all but guaranteed. Lots of uncertainty can create an enormous amount of opportunity for those who are thinking as opposed to emoting. Over and out. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.